You know, I probably should take a picture of the plethora of goodies, of this spread of delicacies presented in tonight's video. Yeah, we are back on the road again. And today is day 7 of the carnivore diet. I want to show you something that is quite unique to New York City, or the New York City general area. And that is our famous delicatessen. The New York delicatessen are different from corner store businesses elsewhere. Now, not all of them in New York are the same. Many corner stores in Manhattan, they only make sandwiches. You know, they have a little grill so they can make them hot, and they can make fried eggs and things. And additionally, they might have the ability to make a smoothie or something. You essentially see a lot of pre-made things. But there's another class of delicatessen, and that class serves actual food. I think in Manhattan, the one place, I actually have never been inside. I should go. The one place that comes to mind immediately would be Katz's Delicatessen. Katz is famous for its pastrami, but I'm pretty sure they probably serve real meals as well. See, I don't even know right now. But here on Long Island, I know on this particular road that I'm on, there are at least 3 delicatessen that actually serve hot food, store-made. And the variety, of course, varies sometimes by day. There's specials, but you will see when we get there. For the most part, it is real food, homemade food. It's not something that they just buy in the big bag and portion out and put a label on it from the store, which is definitely what you see in many other places. Like in many of the delis in the city, they have like 5-6 different types of like cut or shredded chicken. But you know what? To put on sandwiches, right? They don't actually make that. They don't actually have a kitchen in the back. They just have a front grill area. So this kind of foods and those kind of delis, that is all pre-made. They buy it like that, and they just portion it out. Comes in a big bag. They don't cook that. That's why they all taste the same. Valley Caterers, an institution in town for many decades. Just as a little bit of a disclaimer, I used to work in this place for 3 years or so. But that was like 7-8 years ago. No, wait, yes, that was like 8 years ago. It's been that long already. Anyway, come inside. And just like magic, the original footage somehow got lost. This is a recording I took at the supermarket, which is actually quite similar. It's food prepared right in the store, packaged portion sizes, huge variety, full meals, sometimes just protein and a starch, sometimes the whole 9 yards, protein, starch, veg. So much variety at a reasonable price most of the time. Supermarkets are trying to compete in this area. Alrighty, so. So we went shopping. Oops, I need something to drink first. I am a little parched. We're having, oh, look at this one. We've got a already open one. Still got some little fizz in it. So we went shopping for food. And let's take a look at the goodies that we have. All right, come on, there we go. All right, here we got a little rubber. We love a little rubber gloves. It's like a daily ritual. Alrighty, so we get a combination of hot food items and cold food items. And let's see, we're starting off with hot. Actually, there's only one that's actually hot. Not that one. This one. Should I? You know, I probably should take a picture of the plethora of goodies, of this spread of delicacies presented in tonight's video.
Stuff that I'm filming now is probably gonna be partially in the beginning at least.
I guess this will work. This is tonight's spread. We are having a little bit of brisket. We're having a little bit of roast beef. We're having a grilled salmon. There's teriyaki on there. That is sugar. Not particularly thrilled, but it's quite liquid, so we don't have to eat all of the sauce. Here we've got corned beef, and here we've got bacon. You see that this bacon is actually cooked, not a whole lot, but it is cooked. So we're back. So what we got? We have the warm meat today is this one. It's brisket. This is not corned brisket, this is regular brisket. This is the stuff you would otherwise get maybe from a Southern barbecue brisket kind of thing. It's delicious. And here we're having corned beef, still with the fat on it, nicely sliced. This one is actually cold. They kept it in the fridge. Nice. The brisket and the corned beef are the same cut of meat from the animal. The corned beef otherwise would be called corned brisket of beef. It's a huge muscle, this size, and thick, and somewhat oddly shaped. You got a shallow part, a skinny part, and a bigger part. But when you trim it and you get to the nitty-gritty of it, it's actually two pieces. They're overlapping, right? It's like you're using my thumb as an indicator for the thicker piece, right? So you have a thick piece and a skinny piece. They're connected, and then once you cut them off from each other, the skinny piece is the lean part of the brisket. It's very good. But this, and I'm not sure if you can see this on the camera, very marbled. This is the fatty part, and as I believe, the better part. But there's some people who believe in everything being lean. God forbid there's an ounce of fat on it or an ounce of flavor. Here we are having roast beef. I asked for rare, didn't turn out that rare. The reason why I like the roast beef rare, one is I like roast beef rare, but another reason is the meat is juicy because it's so rare. The more you cook the meat, the drier it gets. And I like moist meat. It's just me. That's why I like the fatty part too, right? I like my meat moist. They also, in this place, they also cook their own roast beef. It's like a big piece, like this size, you know. And usually they cook it to good rare temperature, and then as they slice it, the end is a little bit more done, but then get towards the whole center part of it is all rare in the middle, and then the end of it is going to be more cooked again. By doing that, you also actually maximize your profits, because you're not cooking the moisture out of the meat, thereby losing your money, right? It's weight. If you start out with 10 pounds and you end up with 8 pounds, you lost 2 pounds worth of product. Now, for cooking, you probably lose 1 pound if you make it rare, but you don't need to lose that second pound. Motherfucker. And these kind of things are expensive these days, right? So anyway, here you get the bacon. It's a nice piece of bacon. They pre-cook a lot of bacon, and then they normally cook it up, the rest of it on the grill, or shove it in the deep fryer if they have to, when they make sandwiches. Some people like their bacon well done, very crispy, and when you do that, you definitely lose a lot of the fat. Of course, renders out when you do that, and the bacon takes on a different kind of flavor, right? It becomes crunchy, and I think actually it becomes more salty, probably because the flavors, including the brine, become more concentrated within what is left. I like my bacon floppy. Now, this bacon is certainly more cooked than the bacon I had the other day. Someone was requesting that I actually eat cooked bacon. Here we go. All right, and because today is Friday, I've got to have a little piece of fish. And here we have a nice piece of salmon, grilled. Unfortunately, they put teriyaki on there. Nothing we can do about it. That's good. So let's do the deli talk. In New York, the deli industry is varied, as I mentioned earlier. If you go into the city, Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, you will find a variety of different scales of product lines that you'll find. The majority of the corner stores only make sandwiches. They don't actually have a kitchen, right? They just have a grill up front, and I guess I could put a little pot on there, but they don't actually have a kitchen. The bigger delis usually do have a kitchen, and they cook a more, they've got actual cooks many times. Like the deli that I just went to, they normally have 3 or 4 cooks working during the day to make all the food. Then you have people at the front of the house. They're still cooking too. At the, by the hot counter, they're still making rotisserie chickens. They're making fried chickens. They're essentially making all of the fried foods, and of course they're serving the customer. Then on the deli side, they also have a tiny little hot food counter, which is really where the sliced meats come from, right? So they have that as well, and they're making sandwiches, and they're making chopped salads. So there's a lot of going on in the front and in the back of the house. So a small little deli that has like 2 employees all day, it doesn't compare. The food that you get is, depends on the location, depends on the neighborhood. It depends on the particular theme of a place. If it's an Italian place, they might have different items than a German place. If it's a Spanish place, they might again have different items. As a matter of fact, many Spanish places here on Long Island, there may not even be, well, they might still be called deli, but they might not actually have a cold cut sandwich counter. They might only have a hot food counter, usually with Spanish food, Latin, South, Central American food. Prices, of course, vary as well, some by neighborhood, right? What we have here today, technically every single one of these items is expensive. That's why I don't want to do this too often. Right? The brisket, the corned beef, the roast beef, each one of them is probably going for $16.99 a pound, $18.99 a pound. That's expensive, right? Even the salmon. I mean, you go to the supermarket, you buy salmon. It's $10.99, $11.99, $12.99. So this is probably in the same price range as the meats. And then you get bacon. Few people buy bacon just like this, but even in the supermarket, bacon is expensive. So I don't even know how they charge that one. So almost forgot this one. They're also making a bunch of different salads. Remember my fiasco with my 4 salads? Yeah, they're all gonna be better over there, definitely. But besides that, they're making a whole variety of salads. I don't even want to count them out. Some of them you can just order by weight. Some of them are pre-packaged. There's a fridge where they have all of the salads already sitting in the fridge, ready to go. It's a grab and go case. And there's even ready to go sandwiches. There's ready to go meals. Some of them it's usually like the meat and the vegetable, or meat and potatoes or something, gravy, and you just grab it. You can shove it in the microwave. It's good for a quick lunch when you're at work or so. In this particular place, they also have a freezer section, so the actual dinners. Let's say it's what kind of dinner are we gonna pick? Let's say it's a meatloaf dinner, right? So it's meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and then there's a vegetable in it, pre-portioned in a container, frozen, label on top. You can just shove that in the oven at home. It's heating instructions right on it. It's 1 serving size. There are customers who, on a weekly or monthly basis, come in and just buy those frozen meals. They never have to cook. They just buy them, shove in the freezer at home, and then every day when they're ready to eat, they just take one out, shove it in the oven, ready to go. So this is your actual deli option, right? This is a real food option without going to a restaurant. It's not a cheap option. Nothing is cheaper than cooking food yourself. But when you're on the road, or you're working, or you're out of time, or you really just feel like a certain thing, and they have it, go for it. For the carnivore diet, it's great too. Because you can pick out all these meats. Now they mentioned the rotisserie chickens, I hope. They've got those as well. And of course, on the carnivore diet, this will satisfy all of your needs, right? I've got everything that I need right here. I've got, I've got my meat, I've got some fat on there. I've got texture variety, I've got flavor variety, I've got animal variety. I got 3 beef, 1 fish, 1 pork. All right, so I got a variety of things over here. Would I be doing this every day? No, it's way too expensive to do this every day. But once in a while you can treat yourself. Now here on Long Island, I know on this particular road there's at least 3 delis just like this one. There's this one, there's one a little bit further down, just a few blocks down the road in that direction. And then there's one quite a bit down that direction. But then throughout there's different locations you'll find them. I used to work at this one. I used to work in another one at near the mall. They also had a food counter. This one had a bigger food counter though. Perfect. Now let me eat my dinner. Stop staring at me. Can I eat in peace? And that, my friends, was the Carnivore Diet Deli Edition, day 7. I realize I recorded that video on August 11th and now it's already August 23rd. So I've definitely been behind. But a little bit of a delay is not that bad, because following this one, we will have some intermittent conclusions or observations of how the Carnivore Diet is actually going for us. So stay tuned for that. It's never gonna stop. Peace out, people.